Um, Good afternoon, I would say, to everybody. Happy to see so much faces here, and that we can go together within the next 20 minutes and make a quick reality check on HTML5. And also, I will share some insights we made over the last couple of years or months, how to make like a successful HTML5 game, so that we can all bring together HTML5 forward. Before I start, just to give you a short introduction about myself, I'm more than a decade in the mobile game sphere. I founded several gaming companies, and since almost the beginning of HTML5 and HTML5 popped up, I'm a very big believer and supporter of HTML5. Softgames, we are also quite old. We're in the industry since almost 2006 right now. We started as a game publisher and developer of Java games for carriers. We're still doing this worldwide right now, but we today focus and concentrate more on the app stores, especially on Android, and we connect basically intelligent, high quality traffic with a lot of mobile games globally. We have something around like 5 million active users right now across our games, and we get the traffic from more than 100 affiliates globally. Some of our hits, we have a very strong focus on farming and casual titles. So that means also that we have more female customers than male customers, but we are going now to release more mid-core and hardcore titles. We just released like 1 or 2 weeks ago, like a puzzle and dragon, dragon clone, which is quite successful currently on Android already. We have a very young audience, 18 to 34 years old. They're coming mostly from US and Russia, and they're very loyal. We have like 27% today retention across all the games. All right, let's start. Let's do a short reality check on HTML5. 2012 was a very hard year for HTML5. It all started with Vuga, who decided to stop their project Pocket Island, where they tried to make their hit, which was like Pocket Land on Facebook, available on HTML5. They said, hey, the biggest problem for HTML5 currently are discoverability, performance, and connectivity. Connectivity, sure, you always have to be online to play online games. Yeah, it's a web-based game, so we don't have to. There's no chance to play it offline. Discoverability, they said it's hard to get the users back into the game, and their performance issue, I would say, it was their biggest fault, because loading something like 20, 40, 50 MB over a 3G net, I would say it's more or less impossible. So okay. Then next was Mark Zuckerberg, who said, hey, HTML5 is our biggest mistake, or his biggest mistake he ever made. Very sad for him, very sad for the HTML5 developers, because a lot of people were just betting on HTML5 on the new Sparta platform, which was predicted to become the next HTML5 app store. Unfortunately, Facebook failed. They said like HTML5 is the reason for this. I don't believe so. Then also, unfortunately, a few weeks ago, LinkedIn said, hey, no guys, no HTML5 anymore. We go back to native. Do all the Android and iOS games or Android apps in a native language. So I could ask myself what the hell I'm doing here. I should go home right now and say, hey, it was very nice to be here. But I say, no, that's not the reason to go home right now, because this is a very, very typical evolution of an emerging technology, which is HTML5. Currently, everybody is very, very pessimistic about HTML5 because like the expectations have been overhyped and are still overhyped. But I'm here today to say that HTML5 is the platform to go right now. Sure, you know it. Like there are a lot of facts who speak for HTML5, which is like the most important issue. Multi-platform support. We have just one code base, and you can use it across platforms. Everybody can play it instantly. We know it from the browser game sphere. You don't have to download anything, no plugin, no file, nothing to do. Just the users can instantly play. which brings also a high virality because of the cross-platform support. You don't have to take care when you send out an invite. Okay, is this an Android user or is it an iOS user? So basically, you don't use anybody, you know, when you're sending out invites, because yeah, everybody can play it instantly. You can do real-time updates, which makes it possible that you can have do heavily A/B testing because it's an online game, web game. So if you see, okay, hey, Flow B is better, then hey, why not releasing Flow B? And I would say also that there are more business models out there which are not possible with native games. Let's have a look to some successful HTML5 games, because a lot of people say, okay, hey, HTML5, they don't make money, there's nothing to do with. But I think the most well-known example is Rage of Bahamut. I mean, like, the game is not looking good, for sure not, it's like a web page. But it was like top grossing game over a long period before the Supercell guys came up with their games. Currently, like Immortalis, for example, is like an area game. It's also very successful across different countries. And currently, Marvel War of Heroes, which is also published over the Mobile platform, is, when I was checking last time, ranked on the top 3 in US in the section cards. So also not that bad for like HTML5 games, I would say. So you should start loving HTML5. Because, you know, the good thing is you're the only one there who is out there. The competition has been moved out, so no developers out there anymore. So it's your chance now to start doing HTML5 games. Because on the other hand, the market need is growing extremely fast. We're talking every day with partners all over the world, like the carriers, with portals, game portals. We're all thinking about, hey, how to monetize our iOS traffic, or how to monetize our web-based traffic. And HTML5 is the way to go. And at the end of the day, only the early adapters will succeed at the end of the day, because you can use the time right now to step into HTML5, build good games, learn from making these kind of games, and I just tell you later on how to make good games in HTML5. Use the time, and as soon as HTML5 gets more and more popular, and it will get more popular, you will have the chance to get like the most of the traffic out there. And also the mobile market itself shows us very much that HTML5 is the way to go right now. Because the mobile game space in general is highly overcrowded and highly competitive. So, for example, on the carrier deck, on the HTML5 carrier deck, for example, you just compete with like maximum 100, 200 games. And the App Store, you compete with, or like in general in the App Stores, you compete with almost 2 billion apps. So just these numbers should show you, hey, there can be some more possibilities out there. And to be successful currently, in the App Store, you have to spend a lot of money. You just heard it from Meetups, 200K. I think like a normal, let's say, indie developer will never be able to spend like 200K on marketing its new app. For example, in Germany, as an example, you need something around 20 to 25,000 downloads to get your game into the top 10 of the iOS store. And the install costs you like €1, so you know, okay, how much money you already have to spend just to get into the top 10 on iOS in Germany. Yeah, now we have to scale this up for a lot more countries on Android and other stuff. So it costs you much money. So how to make, in general, a successful game? Currently today, multi-channel distribution is king. What I mean with this is that you should get your game and on as many channels online as possible. Like as I said, like before, like carriers and app stores and all this stuff. And again, also HTML5 makes this possible at much lower cost compared to native development. All right, let's say like when we say like multi-channel distribution, what kind of distribution channels are out there for HTML5 games? Like we know app stores. I just showed you before, like the examples of Rage of Bahamut and the Marvel game. And these are like hybrid apps. They are phone-gapped or native made HTML5 games. You can put this in the app stores. For sure, there's a good chance to get some downloads over there. But beside this, there are like 3 major channels out there. At first, the mobile web. What I mean, like all the gaming portals out there. So at the beginning, they're looking for a strategy to monetize their mobile traffic. The carriers, the same. They have just Android stores. There's no iOS store available for the carriers, and they have still a lot of iOS users on their portals. And then as well, the social networks. They need to monetize their traffic, and like Facebook was not able to monetize it really well with HTML5, but there are a lot of like also Asian-based, like the Mix30G, for example, social networks out there who has the traffic, the smartphone traffic, and they're looking for some very cool games. And just to give you an impression, like how many channels are out there, the carriers, I was preparing this just one slide, where you can just see, okay, hey, what kind of massive distribution possibilities are out there. Like these are just carriers from all the world, so it takes the time to work all together with them. But still, you know, you see like how much possibilities are out there currently. All right, so I hope you learned that you should start doing HTML5 game right now, because it's time to do this. And I just wanted to like put together some examples how to make a successful HTML5 game, because this is very, very important. Because currently what we see is that the market need is very high, but the content quality or the amount of content which is available on the market is very low. So as I said at the beginning, it's your time now to really step into this big gap and to monetize with this kind of games. All right, so what are the 5 ingredients to making a very successful HTML5 game? At first, I have to say, concentrate on mobile. Forget about PC, forget about all the other stuff like TV and whatever it is. Mobile is king, because they're like only in 2013 there will be 1.2 billion devices sold. Billion devices is like smartphone and tablet devices. So tablet is a big trend, but it means also that every day or every month there will be released a lot of new mobile devices with different screen resolutions and all this stuff. So what I have to say, if you say, okay, hey, I'm gonna go and make a HTML5 game for mobile, concentrate on a specific group of target devices and try to optimize your game for this group of devices. And I just took like a current top device list from our portals, and you see there's not that much devices out there, like not that much manufacturers out there. The major manufacturers right now, there's Apple and Samsung. But as you can see, there are a lot of tablets still already out there, and the users are surfing and browsing together with tablets. So try to make your game also available for tablets. It's very, 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 very important. Also, what I said before, test the games on these devices, because the quality is very, very important. The problem of HTML5, I would say, is always that HTML5 is always compared with native games. And the people expect, especially iOS users, expect very high quality games, because iOS is the best case why you should convince your partners to make HTML5 or bet on HTML5 games. But this means also that you have to invest a bit on building a high quality game. It means a matter of graphics and gameplay. That doesn't mean that you have to work on a very complex game. So don't have to invest your time for your very first game in a high-end social game. No, take a very easy game, which is just a copycat of an existing well-known game, add some new stuff to it, and then release it. Very important is that you take care when you're doing online games about the assets. That means like the graphics size, because this has direct impact on the bounce rate. I just took an example here from a Chinese developer we have we've launched on our portal a while ago, and we've seen that these guys have a quite high bounce rate, and we was checking, okay, hey, what's going on there? And we saw that they have quite high, like the loading time was too long, and the size of the graphics was too big. So what we did is that we just optimized the whole game and reduced the game size by 30%, and saw a drop of the bounce rate by 15% already. So there's a direct impact about this. Then, for sure, you need to understand your users. You need to understand what are the users doing, and you need to understand, okay, hey, where are your users leaving the game? As I saw before, like the bounce rate. Only with this, you will be able to optimize your game. So include a lot of analytics, try to do as lot A/B testing as possible, especially when you're doing a freemium game at the end of the day. I mean, like, analytics is king, it's very, very important. But you can just start with very easy stuff like Google Analytics, for example. This is also very important for one like a very powerful marketing tool, which is cross promotion. So as soon as you have more than 1 or 5 games, cross promotion is the most effective marketing tool you can have. I just also put some small case study here, which is quite outdated, but it still shows how massive the impact can be for cross promotion. So we launched at Jules Island a long time ago. I think it was in April 2012. And what we did for a new release, we just cross-promoted it through our casual audience. And we saw like a 300% install boost, and we made it that the game came back into top trending charts of Google. So you see it's very, very powerful tool with the cross-promotion stuff. Then as well, what we always see when we work together with developers, the developers don't see how important the localization is. The web is global, the web is international. We're working together with a lot of people from Spain, for example, from Latin America, Russia, also with China and even like Indonesia and all that stuff. Now, all these countries don't speak English. So when you're planning to do a game, think about this. Think about, okay, how can I make my game easily to localize? And the most important issue is that you keep images and text separated. So don't do this on the left side with the images, do it on the right side. So this is an example of Excel. So you can have an Excel list where you can share with your partners. But the very best way is that you set up a Google Doc, for example, where you can get the data immediately synchronized with your game. Because then you can just share this Google Doc with your partners, and immediately when a new partner is popping up, you can just send him, share with him this Google Doc. He can just include his Russian translation, and boop, your game is available in Russia. It saves you a lot of time, it saves your partner a lot of time, and this helps you to scale much, much faster than ever possible. And then last but not least, monetization. Very, very important issue. So when you think about HTML5 games, there are like a lot of different distribution models possible. The most common are like freemium, like in-app purchase, and as well ad-based stuff. So when you think, okay, hey, I want to make an ad-based game, then think about, okay, hey, where can I put my banners within the game? Because this is very important. I just show it in the next slide. You have to use a lot of different ad networks to monetize your game the very best, because now just using Google Ads, for example, you're losing a lot possibilities to get the highest CPM at the end of the day. If you're deciding to make a freemium game, be aware of the challenges of HTML5, a matter of monetization. So there is unfortunately no standardized payment method outside already. So it's very important that you try out different things, that you try to concentrate to include local payment methods and afterwards, and do again the A/B testing stuff. Coming back to the fact with the in-app advertisement. So when we started to build our portal, we said, okay, hey, it's a very common model to include pre-rolls. That means like you're showing a banner before the game starts. And we said, okay, hey, let's try it out. Let's see how it is working. And we compared it to a game where we included like in-game advertisement. And after a while, we saw, okay, hey, the in-game advertisement at specific areas, they had like 3 to 4 times higher click-through rates compared to the pre-roll ads. Why? Because the people want to play. They want to click on a banner. So this is something you should be aware when you're planning the game. So try to find the right position for your ads, because at the end you're losing money if you don't find the right ones. All right, that's the end from my presentation, I would say. So what we learned today is that you should start doing HTML5 game. I mean, like as I said at the beginning, competition has been moved out. There are not many developers out there anymore who do high quality games. So this is your chance now to make real money on HTML5 games. If you do so, focus on mobile. Deliver high quality games, concentrate on high quality games, because this will make you this will bring you real USP where you can rule the whole market. And try to analyze the users to make them happy, and think about local, like global localization stuff and other things. Last but not least, if you have an HTML5 game, sorry for this short ad stump here, come to us because we built, I think, very unique distribution solution for HTML5 games, but also for Android games. You have one single point of integration, and we can get your game live on these 100 channels we have in our portfolio. We help with the monetization. We have a lot of social features. We do a lot of cross promotion. So if you have a mobile game in HTML5, built in HTML5, please get in touch with me or contact us through these links and LinkedIn stuff. Thank you very much for your attention, and I hope you learned something new about HTML5. Thank you very much.
Great job. Thanks to Alexander. All right. How many in the audience have made an HTML5 game? Well, 2. How many might be interested in making an HTML5 game after learning more about it? Oh, come on. It's not that hard.
Oh my God, I did a bad job here.
Can you make a web page? Any questions for Alexander? Oh. To the back.
Okay, we've heard you talk about that there's a high demand because there's very little games to choose from, so that makes it a good market. I was just wondering the install volumes you're talking about, like in your network and seeing generally.
Sorry, I didn't get the question.
So we've got, you mentioned only a few hundred real HTML5 games to choose from, which makes it an attractive market. I was just wondering, the other side of the coin is how many installs would we be looking at?
Okay. I mean, like, it depends very much on the channel, but currently we're driving for the top games something between 5,000 to 15,000 daily installs.
So that's through your network?
It's all through our own network, but the own network means also like they're going through affiliates.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Alexander, can you describe briefly the differences in discoverability between an HTML5 game versus a native game?
I would say that then the most like differentiation for this discoverability, my God, is that basically what I said at the beginning, all you have to do is sharing a link. I mean, like, this is something you can play the HTML5 game in Twitter. You can play it on Facebook immediately. So I would say like the biggest challenge HTML5 games still have is how I can get back the users. I mean, like, this is also like Vuga said at the beginning, which they meant with discoverability. It's like, okay, hey, where is a smart way to get back the users? And we saw different possibilities here. I mean, we are experimenting with sending out SMS to the users. We're sending out like all the Facebook API stuff, like notification, all those things. But also we're sending out emails. So I mean, like, there are a lot of possibilities out there. Push notifications, also a possibility when you're doing it as a native, when you're distributing a game as a native game. So I would say like there are a lot of different possibilities out there to increase discoverability of HTML5 games.
But are you still using app stores, just using a wrapper for your HTML5 games in addition to the
we do. Like, still, like, as I said, like, no, this is just one of the possible distribution channels which are out there, and it would be like, we would be like very not so smart to just say, okay, hey, I don't care about the app stores. No, we wrap them and put them into the app stores. But beside this, there are much more possibilities out there, which are bringing the real value of HTML5.
Great. Anybody else? Oh.
You are saying that HTML will come in the future, right? I want to know, like the transition from the PC game to web-based game. There should be something like from the mobile app to mobile site as well. What do you think is the most important thing at this time to make that transition, like the speed of internet connection or the spec of the new mobile at this time?
I have to be honest, I don't really sure what you asked. Like, you're asking like the security issue, or?
No, just
okay.
you think of there's a transition, the people transition from the PC game to web-based game a lot at this time, like Facebook game, right? And I think there should be something like that into transition from the mobile app to mobile game that use HTML5. That is not the app. PC game that is like mobile app, right? Because it's offline. I want to know, to ask your opinion about what is the key main point to that will make the HTML5 popular, like the web-based game at this time.
Yeah. I mean, like, to be honest, I didn't really fully understand what your question is. So I'm very sorry for this. I mean, like, I just got, okay, when the transition from web to mobile, that one, or probably somebody can help.
Yes, I just make an example like there's transition to make the web-based game popular, and so it's play easier for PC game because it do not have to download, right, at this time.
Yeah, probably. We can just probably talk together because I mean, like, can you just try to explain it a bit other ways, or somebody can help probably, because I'm really.
Yes.
What will make? Oh my God, I'm so sorry for that. Okay, yeah, okay. I mean, what makes them popular? I mean, like, this is basically the main point. Where I was also talking on other events is that there must be some cases which show the real success of HTML5. So as soon as people see it, the investment they make on making an HTML5 game will bring them money back. Like, more developers are starting to invest in this technology. I mean, like, this is also the case why I'm here, because like there is always bad news about HTML5. You saw it at the beginning of the presentation, and but as I said, also like there's like, you know, they have to be like the whole industry have to work together in this way. You know, we need developers who say, okay, hey, I will bet on HTML5, and they also have to be like partners, distributors who say, okay, hey, I will support HTML5, and just together we can bring this whole technology forward in this way.
So do you think that rate of Bahamut still do not have enough momentum for this?
The problem is like nobody's talking about that much that the rate of Bahamut is HTML5. I mean, like, there was no news about this. So
okay.
Nobody just said, okay, hey, that's HTML5. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right, if you have other questions, Alexander will probably stand over to the side here and take your business cards and share business cards with you and answer further questions. For now, we've got to get ready for the next presentation, which will start in about 3 minutes.
All right, thank you very much.